So what's your biggest pet peeve in relationships?
My biggest pet peeve is when people pick their partner apart. Welcome to our YouTube channel. Hi, I'm
And
Alicia,
I'm Colin.
your favorite relationship coaches, and today's topic is picking your partner apart.
So the reason why picking your partner apart is so negative is because number one, anybody that's followed us, they know how big we really push dating. It's an intensive process where you get to know your person, blah blah blah. It is on you to get that right.
Check out the other video if you don't know
Yeah,
what we're talking
please
about.
check out that other video.
It's
So
called activating.
so getting into a relationship and then having your partner is coming in feeling like, oh man, I'm loved, I'm received, this person gets me. And, and they let their guards down. And some people, there's so much trauma out here. Some people are like working through their trauma. So they finally let their guards down. And now you're picking them apart.
You're identifying everything that they do that you don't like, that you didn't say anything about before. But now that you are in an exclusive relationship, a mutually committed relationship, now you want to say the way that they dry the dishes is a problem. Now you want to say the way that they chew gets on your nerves.
Look, let me tell you something. What is love for if not for imperfect people? I'm going to say that again. What is love for if not for imperfect people? I understand if something someone is doing to you may be harmful, then by all means, you need to address them about the harm that's happening to you because your relationship should be at minimum safe
And civil.
and civil. But I'm talking about you picking somebody apart. How do you know this person has even the skill or will to actually change it? It's your job to choose this person. Choose a person that you want to be with, and then create a safe environment for them to be. That is your responsibility.
Well, when we say picking your partner apart, we don't want to smudge the edges, right? So picking your partner apart versus giving constructive criticism usually shows up in what you're talking about. So if it is something that they cannot change or an item that you already said was not a non-negotiable, then you can't now in the committed relationship say it's a problem. So for example, if the way that they come home from work and decompress is something that you don't appreciate, but now you're annoyed with it because you see it every day, 5 days a week, you now live together, but you didn't say anything about the way that they come home and decompress and usually take about 5 minutes to themselves first before engaging with you. Now you want to nag them on it. That's not something you give constructive. You can have a conversation with them about, hey, what you need, right? So that's a need that you feel you want to get met in a different way. But that's something that they naturally do that's organic to them. We don't want you to hammer them over the head over something that's not organic to them. The way that they do the dishes, the way that they dry the dish, the way that they
Or even more, like, even bigger topics, like more heavier topics. That person they come in, you knew who they were. They're not going to, change like that doesn't just happen overnight. And they never said that they were on the hook for it.
yeah.
Like I said, if it's something that's causing you harm, then yes. Or if it's something where, okay, look, if we save here instead of spending here, whatever, stuff like that, yeah, they're gonna help you grow. That aren't a personal attack on the way that they're actually made, the way that they operate, the stuff that's hardwired on them. Those things they're obviously on the table.
And that's what some people will say I'm gonna give constructive criticism about. But watch our other video about how to have healthy arguments. Because there when you are feeling that your partner's behavior is causing harm, then yes, that is causing conflict. You can have the constructive conversation about it, but there's a way to even do that. That
Right.
is very different from how someone is hardwired and you are chipping away, picking away at how they show up authentically.
Now let's just keep it real. We've all heard it.
Yeah.
Where people feel like they're dating somebody that's not in their league. So they're like, this person ain't on my level, or they not, they should be really grateful to be with me. So I'm going to tax the hell out of them. I'm gonna make them do this. I'm gonna make them change this. I'm gonna fix them. By the time I finish with them, they're gonna be this, so they can earn being with somebody like me. It's that mentality. It's unspoken, but it's anybody that has eyes can see it.
Yeah.
And what I'm saying to you is that there's no such thing as somebody being out of your league. You got to look at the entire time thing. A lot of things change over time in a long term relationship. You can be the person that's the star of the relationship, and then your partner becomes the star of the relationship, or so it may seem. But I promise you, across time, things will shift. You'll see yourself here the star one time, then your partner the star. You the star. Because just how life works, it's an ebb and flow cycle.
And people often errantly pick someone that they feel that they can make a couple tweaks to when
Right.
they're in a committed relationship. And we're saying, ah, do not
No.
get in a committed relationship with the intent
Right.
on changing someone or picking at how they authentically show up.
Yeah, the things that are on the table to be changed are, like I
Negative
say,
behaviors that
negative
cause harm.
behaviors that causing harm to you, and things that can help your relationship
Both of them,
operationally
yeah.
with the two of you. Going forward, we're going to spend money this way. When we lend money to family members, we'll do it this way. Stuff like that. But
And it's
but
about
definitely not somebody's
makeup.
their makeup.
And it's only about 12 things, and we talk about that in our work too. It's only about 12 things that couples really have to have these constructive conversations around. Navigating conflict around sexual politics, things of that nature is another example. But those are constructive conversations that the relationship will evolve around.
Right.
If you're in a relationship, a committed relationship, and your partner is picking you apart, and you want to have that stop, one of the things that we encourage is that you have the conversation with them in their love language. Maybe if it's quality time, take a walk with them and have the conversation about, hey, when we want to do this thing together and we decided to be exclusive, I really signed up for someone that would accept me fully. And oftentimes I feel like I'm being asked to change who I am authentically. And so just saying that sentence, for your partner to hear that and openly hear that, when they chip away at who you show up authentically is not what you signed up for, is going to be the beginning of ending that behavior, because you want it to stop. You don't want to feel like who you are at your core is a problem for the person that signed up to be with you.
Now, one caveat. If you are navigating this, and remember I told you we break up courtship into 3 stages. If you're experiencing this in the first stage, or the first part of it,
You could part
you can walk. You can walk, because that's a little early for somebody to now be like picking you apart. That means that they didn't choose properly. So courtship goes on for a year.
About
Remember,
a year.
it goes on for about a year. Some people know beforehand and they've got all their answers or whatever. But if you in the first third, like for those first 3 months or something like that, if somebody's already starting to pick you apart,
it's time to part love.
Yeah, that person, their vetting process, maybe they were asleep doing their vetting. And you can't account for what they did during their vetting. You can only account for yours. So it's probably part in love and say, thanks for your time and move on.
Start another dating cycle.
Hopefully this was helpful. You know what to do. Follow us, buy the book, and don't forget to check in with us.
Stay tuned for more.